I'm white.
But what is your ethnicity? We get a lot of people saying that you're going to be the first one deported back whenever Trump gets into office, and that that you're not truly 100% American and all.
I thought everybody knew. I'm white.
Imagine if I, an Afro-Latina, identified as white. Unexpected, right?
In this video, we take a look at this Latino man who identifies as a white American, and his own people within the Latino community are calling him out. He doesn't want to identify as a Mexican, but rather he identifies as a white American. And also, quite interestingly, a survey conducted revealed that about 28% of Afro-Latinos identify as white. Is there an identity crisis within the Latino community? We'll find out in this video. So let's keep watching the video, that will come back here and discuss further about it. But before we watch the videos, if you haven't yet liked this video, kindly like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's watch the videos together.
I'm white.
But what is your ethnicity? We get a lot of people saying that you're going to be the first one deported back whenever Trump gets into office, and that you're not truly 100% American and all that. And I want to know. You always tell me your yay's a yay and your nay's a nay.
Amen.
Are you full-blooded American? Were you born in the United States? Talk to me.
I thought everybody knew. I'm white. Nah, well, that's what I put on my paperwork. They can say what they want, call me coconut and everything. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a Christian. I'm an American. I got brown skin, purple lips, and a full mane over here of hair. So I'm just an American. Simple. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican. I've learned that a Mexican is someone born in Mexico. I was born in America, so I'm an American. I'm an American citizen. I fill out white on every paperwork that I get, and I'm just a Tejano. I'm a Texan and a Christian and an American. Simple as that.
Imagine if I, an Afro-Latina, identified as white. Unexpected, right? 28% of Afro-Latinas identified as white in a survey conducted by the Pew Research Center in 2019 and 2020. That might come as a surprise, so we wanted to do some digging for a bit more clarity. We spoke with 3 different professors to break down how this marginalized group could find belonging in the white community. And although the professors had issues with how the Pew study was conducted, they laid out a few of the top reasons why some Afro-Latina people consider themselves to be white.
And in Latin America, saying that you have a little bit of African ancestry is not the same thing as saying that you are Black. And so folks may feel much more free to say, sure, I have some African descendants in my family from many years back, but they don't think of it necessarily as a racial identity.
The first thing we need to grasp is that many other countries view the concept of race differently than we do in the US. For example,
we have a one-drop rule in the United States that stems from slavery because that was part of the way that we ensured that people remained property despite the fact that they had European ancestors. In Latin America, things were not quite like that.
In order for us to understand how people come to talk about their identity, we have to know their social location, age, where they grew up, what was going on in the country. In the Dominican Republic, there was a Trujillato where being and identifying as Black was pretty much persecuted, right? And people still did. So we have to contextualize.
Then, we also need to consider some of the anti-Blackness that has been prevalent in the Latina community for centuries, which might contribute to members wanting to distance themselves from that label.
There has been a hierarchy that whiteness and white supremacy has been one of the organizing principles of not only the United States, but all of Latin America. So there is a history of distancing yourself from a category that's considered stigmatized. So we can't just ignore that history and say, well, there's something wrong with these people because they're not identifying as Black.
And their understanding of race might be even further complicated by the communities that raise them.
I know a lot of Afro-Latinx who grew up around African-American communities, so they will often identify more racially than ethnically because that's the space that they grew up in. But if you're in other places, like say you're in Miami, where there's in some ways a more distinct separation, then you get a different kind of set of identities.
There could be over a dozen reasons why Afro-Latine might identify as white, but the professors help boil it down to whether or not they feel they can relate to all that comes with being a part of the Black community, some of the historical anti-Black sentiments in Latin American countries, and their personal understanding of race, which may not match the American standard of race.
What is your ethnicity? Are you full-blooded American? Were you born in the United States? Talk to me.
I thought everybody knew. I'm white. Well, that's what I put on my paperwork. You know, they say what they want. Call me coconut and everything. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a Christian. I'm an American. I got brown skin, purple lips, and a full mane over here of hair. So I'm just an American. Simple. I'm not a Mexican. I don't claim to be a Mexican. I've learned that a Mexican is someone born in Mexico. I was born in America, so I'm an American. I'm an American citizen. I fill out white on every paperwork that I get, and I'm just a Tejano.
I was cracking up when he started describing himself. I was disappointed he didn't keep going. I'm an American, I got bushy brows, a nice button nose, my ears are in the shape of... Alright, I'm gonna stop. Some of you might be shocked with what I'm about to say, but he speaks truth to some extent. In 1896, there was a landmark case that defined Mexicans as white for purpose of immigration law. So for law and immigration purposes, this is the whitest guy I've ever seen. Let's break it down though. They say this time and time again, but race is a social construct, it's made up, but it has a real impact on people, and this is a great example of the definition of people's race shifting. Because at some point, Mexicans were considered white, but we know that Mexicans can be white, because Mexican is a nationality, so there are white Mexicans and black Mexicans, Mexican folks that are indigenous. I think the other thing that this highlights is that people are still trying to have proximity to whiteness because they think it's better. And for people with roots in America Latina, this stems specifically back to the caste system, when being more Spaniard meant that you were better or superior. Ustedes ya saben. Something else I want to acknowledge here is that the homie over here says that you need to be born in Mexico to be Mexicano, but according to the Constitution of Mexico, Mexicanos nacen donde ellos quieran, as long as your parents are Mexican. And I think that's important to know. The last thing I'll say is that if he doesn't want to claim to be Mexican, so what? We've been talking over the last couple of days about plenty of people from outside of the community that would love to take his place. Folks that might want to actually uplift and support our culture. But familia, I'm going to stop talking right here. Please let me know what do you all think about anything that I said. I look forward to reading the comments.
I'm just fed up. I have illegal alien fatigue to the max, to the core. I'm tired of these people, and I'm not playing no more. I'm not playing soft games. I made the video of me laughing about the illegal getting deported. He ran to the hospital. He didn't care about nobody else. But all you saw was him getting choked. Oh, but that was sad. Hell no. He ran to the hospital. Screw that dude. Deport his sorry ass. And I made a video laughing at it. Yes, I did. And I'm a Christian. The Bible says that God laughs at the wicked for real. You're not going to see me defending any criminals. And I got another video that's fixing to drop on YouTube of 2 illegal aliens in Odessa, Texas. They got hemmed up and they were wanted on murder and kidnapping charges in Mexico. You want me to defend them? Hell to the no. I'm not going to defend anybody breaking the law. It's so perplexing, I guess, to me to see this crap. You think just because I'm a Christian, I'm going to sit there and say, oh yeah, come into my country. Everybody come in here into my Christian nation and bring your third world ideology, your witchcraft, your voodoo, your hoodoo. Other countries that ain't even Christian countries. I'm not even going to say the names here, getting taken over. People that practice straight up witchcraft. You think I want that in my country? So you damn right I'm a Christian and I'm pissed off. This is a Christian nation. And it's becoming watered down by all these freaking scumbags, what they are. You want me to feel bad they're getting deported? That's why I voted for Trump. What do you think? So they always say that Trump is separating people from their families whenever people get deported or snatched up. But I'm going to be honest. The people that came here illegally, they knew what they were doing. They knew that they took that risk in order to come here, and they brought their family with them. So should we really blame Trump for enforcing the law, or the person that brought their children here and put them in that predicament? It's pretty messed up if you think about it. If you were to catch a charge and get arrested, you as an American citizen, what would happen to you? You get put in jail, and you will be separated from your family. Again, you break the law and you run the risk of being separated from your kids if you are an adult. Either way, y'all, this whole situation with the immigration process, with illegal immigration, even of the protests, it's gotten out of hand. We just want people to do things the right way. Come in correctly. Be a good guest in our country. Knock on that front door. Don't creep in through that back window. Simple and plain.
Welcome back. In this video, we took a look at this Latino man who identifies as a white American, and members within the Latino community have called him out for identifying as a white American. He doesn't want to associate himself with Mexico or be called a Mexican. Also, quite interestingly, a survey that was conducted revealed that Afro-Latinos choose to identify as white people. And this keeps me thinking as to whether there is an identity crisis within the Latino community. Or is it because they are trying to have some proximity to whiteness because of some of the benefits or the favors that white supremacy or white imperialism brings to the table? This is something that we all need to think about. I don't know why some Latinos prefer to identify themselves as white people. And quite interestingly, is the Afro-Latinos, people who are phenotypically seen to be somehow dark. Why would you identify as a white person whilst your skin looks nothing close to white? Does that mean that there is some form of identity crisis within the Latino community? I believe that it's because of the benefits that some people get from white supremacy and white imperialism. Now, everything black is seen to be inferior and are not treated with dignity. So if someone is within black and white, there is that natural inclination that that person will align to being white than to be aligned or than to align to being black, so that a person will be treated badly or that form. So I believe that is why most Latinos prefer to align to being white and not being black. Even among the Afro-Latinos who are phenotypically brown or black in color, they would like to be identified as white. And this keeps me quite thinking. We are trying to bring down this ideology of white supremacy so that humanity can be treated equally. So why would you like to ascribe yourself to something that we are all trying to bring down? Let me know what you also think about all these in the comment section below. What do you think that the people in the Latino community who are trying to call out this gentleman for identifying himself to be purely a white American to be? Or what do you think about this Latino man trying to identify himself as a white American? Do you think that this is a way that he's trying to elude some of the negative connotations that are attached to being a black person? Or do you think that he is facing some form of identity crisis? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click also on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.